When the lion's hungry, he eats.
Now, there's going to be, maybe sometime, you never know. You run into somebody who you may not want to see, or they don't want to see you. And in my mind, when I run into that person, I always see myself as the McConaughey, and the other person sees themselves as the other character, the one who's going to put you in your place. When the truth of the matter is you don't talk that way to anybody. And that guy realized right there that Matthew McConaughey was the man. And honestly, I think about just the camera. I was watching that scene, and even earlier, me and Katie, we left the restaurant when we were eating, and I just put on the first 2 seconds, and Katie already knew it was The Gentleman, because this was the last movie we saw before the movie theater shut down. So in my mind, this is the last movie I'll always remember before the pandemic. And as you stated, some of these acting in this movie is just so great.
Yeah, great performances by all around. Really, really, really good fleshed out story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of the story that unravels itself, but it has to be done in such a good way that it keeps you interested. Like, perfect example would be The Usual Suspects. Kevin Spacey's, verbal Kent telling that story. Now, Usual Suspects is on a whole different level, but I think this film does a great job and does its best, effort to match that kind of rhythm in terms of storytelling. And it's a really, really fun ride. Like, I really enjoyed all of it. It's one of those films that I was like, I actually was wondering what was going to happen to Mickey, the main character, which is Matthew McConaughey's character. Like, is he going to die? Is it, I don't want to give too much away because I want people to actually see it, but it was like so much stuff going in. I'm like, damn, like what? So it just gave me so many turns, but it came out really good in the end. Like, how I liked how it didn't have a stupid ending. It wrapped up all the ends, the loose ends, but it did it in such a good way that I was happy with it.
One of my favorite scenes is after what I showed you, I think it is, and it's like Jeremy Strong and Matthew McConaughey are out by the like the dock or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, like Jeremy Strong's doing his usual shtick or whatever, and McConaughey's like, yeah, let me show you something over here. And then all of a sudden Jeremy Strong like changes his whole entire like demeanor or whatever, and like that's the whole entire movie. I think Hugh Grant really is the bow that ties the movie together, because I don't see this performance in Hugh Grant when I'm watching 9 Months in the 90s with Tom Arnold, you know what I mean? But Hugh Grant's actually a really good actor. I've seen him recently in that Heretic, that new movie. It's new scary movie, but he's does good work, and Colin Farrell too. That role, that scene when they're in that restaurant, and the way he is talking and the way it all is. I mean, you brought up Snatch. To me, Snatch is like Reservoir Dogs to this is being Pulp Fiction. It's more fleshed out, it's more mature.
But and he throws a little, homage to Snatch with him wearing a tracksuit, and then his guys are in a tracksuit.